Hello lovely YouTubers, supporters and friends. We've got a busy day today. I've got another script for you. And this one's about protecting the green belt. The green belt was created for a reason. The green belt isn't empty space. It's one of the most carefully planned protections in British history. It was designed to stop the endless urban sprawl, preserve natural landscapes, protect wildlife habitats and safeguard farmland. Keep communities from being swallowed by cities. It also gives ordinary people free, open countryside, something that once defined the British way of life. When politicians remove these protections, they are not redrawing maps, they are erasing part of the country's identity. The government says we need more homes, but instead of fixing planning rules or tackling empty properties, they are turning to the green belt, the one area that should be off limits. And whether politicians admit it openly or not, part of the pressure comes from unsustainable migration numbers that increase demand for housing faster than the council can handle. And when tens of thousands of undocumented arrivals need accommodation, when the net migrations reach historic highs, politicians take to the easiest route, build on the countryside. But the countryside is not the problem. The problem is bad planning and uncontrolled numbers. The impact on British farmers: every acre of greenbelt lost is often an acre of farmland lost as well. And Britain already imports over half its food. That is dangerous for any country that wants food security. If we keep building on farmland, food prices rise. We become dependent on foreign imports. Small family farms die out. Rural communities collapse. Farmers are already facing impossible costs: fuel, fertiliser, the loss of subsidies, supermarket pressures and cheap overseas competition. Losing farmland on top of what that could finish them off. A strong country grows its own food. A weak country builds over its fields and hopes someone else feeds it. Small businesses, from farm shops to rural trades, rely on stable, well-managed communities, but controlled development can destroy that balance. When large housing blocks suddenly appear, local roads clog, villages lose character, independent shops get priced out, chain stores replace family businesses, infrastructure is overwhelmed. Rural Britain thrives when growth is natural and community-led, not forced from the top down by political targets or migration pressures, or people that tell you how to push a broom when they can't push one themselves. When brownfield sites should be first. There are thousands of brownfield sites across the UK: abandoned factories, disused industrial land, derelict warehouses, old retail parks, underused urban plots. These areas already have roads, utilities, transport links, schools and hospitals. Instead of regenerating towns and cities, the government is choosing the laziest option: build on protected countryside. It's cheaper for developers, but the cost of for the public is enormous. Building huge new settlements because of rising migration also raises a serious question. How can a nation stay secure if it loses control over who enters and where they settle? When many arrivals are undocumented and travel alone, background checks become difficult. That's why border control and proper vetting matters. A nation has every right to know who is entering, why they are entering, whether they have genuine asylum claims, and how many people can it realistically support. If these questions are ignored, pressure on housing will never stop, and more greenbelt will be sacrificed. Can this be reversed? Here's the good news: greenbelt destruction is not permanent. Future governments can reinstate boundaries, re-protect the land, strengthen environmental laws, prioritise brownfield development, reduce unnecessary building targets, lower housing pressure through controlled migration. What one Prime Minister signs off, the next can undo. The British public has far more power than it realises. If we allow the green belt to be carved up for short-term housing numbers, we lose irreplaceable countryside, food-growing land, wildlife habitats, small businesses, rural culture, village identity, and long-term national security. But if we stand up for it, if we demand brownfield farmland protection and responsible migration levels, Britain can protect its countryside and house its people. The green belt is more than just land. It is part of who we are, and once it's gone forever. We ain't getting the green land back once it's built on, so we've got to put a stop to this, and we've got to get Labour out. Love people, there will be another one coming.